Previously on Primal, What If? Part 3 Finale, What if Red survived, lived? Starting where it left off, we see the four friends, Spear, Fang, Mira and Red, in chains once again, now along with the three halflings, Ruby, Bluehorn and Bloodtooth. Being held by Queen Ema as Ema orders Kamau to execute the two Tyrannosaurs, but not before Kamau breaks both of them loose and by doing so throws the axe at Ema, who dodges, leaving the three hatchlings running up to their parents as the five reunite, but that reunion sadly was short-lived until a huge battle breaks out, with Spear and Mira also breaking free, now joining the fight to protect the three hatchlings. Then the three siblings got a taste of human flesh thanks to Red and Fang, as Kamau ran off with them all somewhere in the ship, while Ema tries to aim the two harpoons at Red and Fang, and just before fired Spear came in and manages to save them as Red comes in to aid Spear as the two primitive warriors fight the Queen. And luckily the four friends were winning the fight, but suddenly a Egyptian guard shot Ruby in the leg. Red tries to comfort his daughter as more arrows are being shot, leading Red and Fang into a mad rage. And luckily Mira saves Ruby as she encourages her friends they had to jump off. As Spear and Mira were holding on the three clutches, Spear and Mira jump off with them along Red and Fang. Just before they were about to jump off the edge, they roar back at Queen Ema, essential, giving her the middle finger of their roar as the T-Rex couple jumps off, hitting the water as the Seven Trio family reunite as they hop on boat to freedom. Like in the original timeline, Kamau and his people take over Ima's ship, leading to Kamau throwing Ema, falling to her demise, right in on towards the Seven Trio's ship. Hours later at night, as the Seven family trio were leaving the gigantic battleship, freedom, at least as Spear and Mira looked down at the Tyrannosaurus family as the two parents and three children were playing together happily, with that all five of them huddled, snuggled up together, knowing they all survived, including Spear and Mira, of course, makes that seven. So with that as the family trio of seven sail their ship off towards hopefully is Myra's native homeland. But unknowingly to them, many miles away, there was a tall, muscular black humanoid demon-like being walking towards where the family trio were heading. The time of vengeance is almost here. And with the final conclusion of Red's story in Echoes of Eternity, as the family trio finally made to Myra's homeland, where only to get flashbacks of what has happened to her that lead up to this moment as she breaks down as Spear tries to comfort her, as Red sees Mira vulnerable only for him and Fang to see Bluethorn of trying an attempt to swim, and as Red got off the boat to also help comforting Mira, the three siblings have fun as they learned how to swim, as Ruby was a fast learner, says the Tyrannosaur family and two humans continue to travel to hopefully make it to Myra's tribe, as they found a cave to settle down for tonight as the Tyrannosaur family get comfortable. Hours later at night, while the three hatchlings were fast asleep, Red and Fang were awake as they rub each other's snouts and licking each other lovingly as they see Spear joining in on Myra's moon prayings, until the four close friends fell asleep as well. The next morning, as Red and Fang awoke looking to see it's morning hunt time. So Fang picks up Crimson, Razor and Rome, which is Ruby, Blue and Bloodtooth nicknames, leaves Spear and Mira to look after them while they go look for food. As the T-Rex couple continues to exploring until they find another human, Amara, as they approach only for Amara to scream out in terror as the two T-Rexes roar in annoyance at her, and Red, once used to being a man-eater, was about to canister eating Amara for breakfast as Fang begrudgingly agrees but gets him and Fang stopped by Mira. Then as Mira and Amara were embrace each other, then Red and Fang would realize that she is a friend to Mira. Then out of nowhere Spear comes in along with their three younglings. Then as Mira would explain to Amara that they're with her and that they are allies, family to her. Then after that all seven of them, including Amara, finally made it to Myra's home as they entered the conflict once again as they alert the tribe, but luckily Mira stops them and explains they are her saviors and friends she made, so the tribe make a celebration. Hours later at night, as the Tyrannosaur family were huddling up as usual, Spear comes to join them, but Mira offers him his own hut. But not before Red and Fang comes in, as well as Berging in along with their babies. As the Rex family were resting, Spear was feeling sad and alone. Seeing Fang's family reminded him of his once own family, so knowing he's got nothing left to lose. The next day, morning, draws his life story on the wall. So as everything was going by peacefully with the Tyrannosaur family were having fun playing, even scaring a villager away with their presence, Spear looks on in grief. But all the peace at this moment was short-lived as Spear sees smoke coming from a distance, a certain Viking demon coming towards them. Then Red and Fang sniffs the air, sense this new yet familiar threat, as well as the T-Rex couple roars an alert. As the tribe's warriors, soldiers were running into battle, but not before Spear, Fang and Red were already ahead of them, as Red and Fang motioned the three siblings to stay safe there. The two Tyrannosaurus and Neanderthal were running towards the fires and stops to see all the chaos. Then they finally saw him, Viking chieftain. Now as Fire Demon, their last opponent has arrived as he unleashes his full demonic powers on the three trio. Fire axe in hand, as they knew they were screwed, as Fire Chieftain reveals a glimpse of his face before roaring out, "Vidarr," as he attacks KN, woeing they can't fight back against fire. The three frented, flew up to a mountaintop. As the Fire Chief took on a few forms into a snake, then a bear, and finally a dragon, as the three look on in shock and fear as they continue to try and get away from the demon Viking, as Mira looks on with worry and fear for her friends. Then as Spear, Red and Fang reached a dead end, then Fire Chief appears, knowing they have nowhere left to go. The two T-Rexes and Neanderthal have no choice but to fight as all three roared in intimidation. Even Spear hurling a rock didn't do anything, as the rock immediately bounced off of the Fire Chieftain. Chieftain summonings up a blast of fire from his hands, and then with fast motion fires at Spear, Red and Fang. Luckily, seeing it coming, Spear manages to get down quickly enough to avoid the fire barrage. But unluckily for Red and Fang, already too late to react quickly, as Fang gets engulfed in flames, while Red takes the worst of it as he takes the flames to the left side of his face, leaving a temporarily burnt scar. As Spear looks on with horror and surprise, seeing Red taking on the flames for his love Fang, it hits him. These shows that Red really cares about his family, even if he means sacrificing himself to save them. So then Spear, now in absolute rage and on instinct, but at the same time knows what he's have to do, even if it means he will be no longer with them, to ensure their family's survival. And so now as Spear accepted his own fate to the chieftain, just like in the original timeline, as the Neanderthal charges towards the Viking demon head-on, only for him to get engulfed in flames as well. But he fights through the pain, then as both of enemies fall of the mountain, finally hitting the floor. Chieftain gets taken back to his enteral inferno by Vidarr, leaving Mira to call medical attention while hearing Red and Fang's cries of worry and concern. Few hours later at night, then at Mira's village, inside of Spear and the Tyrannosaur family hut, as Mira, Fang, Red, Ruby, Bluethorn and Bloodtooth, and Medicine, Healer, tending to the slowly dying burnt Neanderthal, as the family look on with sadness and worry. Sadly, then they realize there was nothing the healer could do as she left, leaving. She helped with Red's injured, burnt face, but that was it. Then the Tyrannosaur family couldn't take it anymore, as all five roared mournfully in sadness as all five left, leaving Mira and Spear for their finally moments. But unknowingly to them, Mira would make sure Spear's legacy would live on. After few years later have passed since Spear's death, the remaining Mira and Tyrannosaur family were depressed without him, but knew his sacrifice would not be in vain and will be honored, and by doing so manages to move on forward. Then Mira had Spear's child, Mia, how would eventually be Ruby's main partner, and so become family of 7 once again. And as Red and Fang would be get elderly together at this point, but still in their prime, and as for Ruby, Bluehorn and Bloodtooth, they would become fully grown young. Adults as a pack family as they all lived in together going on adventures. As they knew they can conquer anything,